Erev Tisha B'Av. Before I speak about Erev Tisha B'Av, I just want to tell you it's been a wonderful, wonderful Zman. Wonderful, wonderful Zman. To see your commitment, and you know what, we are so very good. It's a cover. It's not a cover to have young men coming in and there's a full day of learning to be here and to so dedicated. Baruch Hashem, I understand, but having our cover, it's a cover to be together with you, and that's it. Okay, that's all. Mixer Shvach. The Zahav, the Parsha. So the first Chofetz Chaim deals, Rashi says, because of Krom Shal Yisrael, so Moshe Rabbeinu gave them to Yechocho Remes. These Zahav, Egel Azov. From what? Because they had a surfeit of gold. Too much gold! And they had a problem. So the Chofetz Chaim, when he heard somebody saying, Manishma, how are things? So he said, listen, the person answered. He said, Baruch Hashem, but it wouldn't hurt if things were even better. So the Chofetz Chaim said, how do you know? How do you know if things were better? It wouldn't hurt. He said, you know, maybe, especially when it comes to money, that it could be an issue if a person gets too much money. So just like, like the Mesil Shisharim says, too much of, if a person's very poor, God forbid, or very wealthy, each is in their sight. And so we'll leave it at that for a moment. And he then brings a Meiser that's brought down in the Mayim Chaim. He says the following: a person who had a Ben Torah got married, and he had a promise from his father-in-law to take care of him for 5-10 years, and the time ended. And now he had to go into business to support himself with a large family. So he, the son-in-law, found it very difficult. And because the other people in the same business that he was in were already established, it was hard. So he decided to buy a raffle ticket and go to the Chofetz Chaim and get a blessing. He said if the Chofetz Chaim would give him a bracha, so certainly he would win the raffle. And so he went to the Chofetz Chaim, and a friend told him, don't go in like that. When you go in to see the Chofetz Chaim, just tell him you're matziv, and because he doesn't like these quick ways where people become wealthy. It's not going to work. So the person goes to the Chofetz Chaim, and he tells the Chofetz Chaim, he says that he's having a hard time, and he'd like to have a bracha. So the Chofetz Chaim says to him like this. He says that you should be able to feed your children, feed your family, and be able to bring them the Torah, chuppah, mais, and tovim, and have nachas from your children. It's not exactly what he wanted. So if he will sleep over, he'll go get a bracha, a birchas prayed the next day. He goes back to the Chofetz Chaim the next day, and he gives the Chofetz Chaim more of an understanding of the situation. Now he gives more detail. And the Chofetz Chaim, he holds his hand, he holds the person's hand, and he says, you should have your family, he repeats the bracha. Your children, you should be able to Torah, chuppah, mais, and tovim, and then you should have nachas for the children. Torah nachas, not Esav nachas, Torah nachas. Fine. So he's like rooted there, the person is rooted there, and he's not ready to go yet. So the Chofetz Chaim sits down, he puts his hands like, and as if he's talking to himself. See, this is the remes, just almost like the Parsha Devarim. And he says to himself, there are people who come to me sometime, and they come and they want an eitzah, but really, they really want, not an eitzah, they want me to makabel their eitzah. He says to himself, so to speak, loud enough so this man can hear. And even sometimes they want to, fine. So this man starts to understand that the Chofetz Chaim realizes what's going on here. And then the Chofetz Chaim stands up and he puts his hand on the man's shoulder. And he says to him like this. He says, there are times that somebody comes and asks that he's ready to ask even that he should be able to win a big schus somehow. It's almost like a raffle. And instead I say to him, because the biggest schus that he could have is to be able to take care of the needs of his family. And the emphasis is that he should have in the family Torah chupin, should lead them to Torah chupin ma'asim tovim, and be able to have nachas from his children. That's the biggest source. A person comes, he wants a bracha for the zoiche. This is the source. And that's how the Chafetz Chaim left, and the man left very happy. And this is something that a person has to see. What is wealth? There's no question. The greatest wealth is going to be we should be able to take care of the needs of our family, and then we should be able to make out of our children with Torah, chupin ma'asim tovim, and we should have Torah nachas from our children. That's the first Chafetz Chaim in the Chafetz Chaim on Torah. It's a beautiful idea. Talk about the Churban. The Churban. Let me know clearly when we have to have. First, like this, I heard from Rabbi Breitowitz from Or Sameach an idea that the word mikdash is a gematria of 444. Bayis is 412. What's from 444 to 412 is Lev, Lamed Beis. The destruction of the Beis HaMikdash was here. V'asui mikdash v'shachanti b'soichem, when the Yidden didn't have their hearts where it should be. In Avodas Hashem, then we lost the Beis HaMikdash. Then it went from Mikdash to Bayis. And who cares? HaKadosh Baruch Hu left, he wasn't there. That's what's meant, that kemach tochem tochanta, you already ground flour. Hashem wasn't in the house. It could have been the Taj Mahal. It could have been the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the Eiffel Tower. It was garnished. Yes, the Shekhinah didn't leave. No, don't listen. But the amount of Shekhinah to generate a Beis HaMikdash was gone. And why? Because it wasn't here. That's what was gone. And therefore, what? The Gemara in Gittin spells it out. The Gemara after tells the whole story of the Kamsa Bar Kamsa and how the destruction of Beis HaMikdash. The Gemara then says that Rabbi Lazar, Borei, Kama Gedoyle, how great the Koicha Busha is. Busha. Because what happened with Kamsa Bar Kamsa, which was emblematic of the generation, this led HaKadosh Baruch to even allow his house to be destroyed and the Heichel to be destroyed. And think of it. We sit here now, just a few days before Tisha B'Av. And it's like a child hears, my father has been dispossessed of his home and he doesn't have any food. And it's because of me. Maybe the father, in the case that I'm giving over here, maybe he took a mortgage on the boys, for the boy, his son needed money. And he gave security. He was going to be the Orav. And then the son couldn't pay, let's say. So the father's house is taken away. And how would the son feel? And he doesn't have food. How would the son feel? It's because of him. How do we feel when we think that cold door is that the Beis HaMikdash is not nivna b'yameihim? It's their title too. If we didn't have the problem of sinus chinim, which caused the problem, Beis HaMikdash would be rebuilt. That's one problem. About busha, see the koich of busha, sinus chinim. It's not just Kamsa Bar Kamsa. It's emblematic of what's going on. And then the Gemara tells us on Daf Nun Ches about the apprentice to the Shul Yonaglim. There's a carpenter's apprentice who falls in love with the carpenter's wife. And he, in the end, through devious means, marries her. And the carpenter, the master carpenter, who was her husband and was megarish her in a devious plan, you're familiar with the Gemara. He becomes the servant of his apprentice. And the Gemara says, he now, the master carpenter, who borrowed money from his servant to pay for the ksuba, which he didn't have the money for. And when he was Megarish's wife, now ends up a servant in this man's house. And the new wife is sitting with her husband, they're eating and drinking. At that moment, he's serving them. the Neishish Demos, Neiflos B'Kaisem, the Demos, his tears fall into their cups. At that moment, the Gemara says, Nechtam Din, the Din was sealed. Again, emblematic of the corruption, of the harshness, the meanness that went on. Listen, if the Gemara didn't say it, Chas v'Shalom, little Kalman Rosenbaum wouldn't say these things, but it's brought down over here. Seems true. But now has something miraculous. When we make a bracha now, the biggest chil Hashem, we spoke about last week, I believe, a little bit. The fact is that we go into Yerushalayim, the old city itself, more churches and more mosques than any city in the whole of Eretz Israel. And the priestess shares again. And the fact is that is this not chil Hashem? And we look at it, this whole discussion of do we have, these monitors by to check people when they go in. I mean, the whole situation with cameras and monitors, what do we call those? What are they?
Metal detectors.
Pardon me?
Metal detectors. Metal detectors?
Metal detectors. All this goes. There's no coincidence that it's happening just before Tisha B'Av. It's no coincidence, the whole thing. Everything occurred. When the people were murdered, Moshe Shad on Friday night, this is a sign. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving us a message. It's not enough to say, oh, these terrible people. No! What's wrong with us? Something is a problem in clients. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, a message, a harsh message too. But there's a harsh times. When you daven, Yishalayim, Yerchov, Barachim, Matosh, that Vav is a Vav Achibur that we want, that the Beis Hamikdash Shemala, to come down to Beis Hamikdash Shemala, and we should have, and Yitzhak Shem, to be able to have, and Mashiach Tzidkenu coming, and there'll be Mamash, a billion that will be La'ad De'ad, because the Kadosh Baruch Hu makes them. And I say, Halavai should be Bainad Yishalayim, the Kadosh Baruch Hu should continue, and then bring Halavai. We shouldn't even have to fast on Tisha B'Av.